relationship to the boys. I've been guiding them yesterday, prepared, to maintain order, as best as can. Yesterday was a showing of the old arrests, how they took place. Things are different now. It's like it's a terrorist kind of thing now. There's no talking, there's no paperwork. It just move in, which is so dangerous in Hawaii today because the neglect, the wanted neglect, and all of the things. That's how deep this is. So I say, if we're going to play to do the healing, let's get the right deck of cards. Let's make the right analysis. And I'm glad that Manakea is here. When we first met each other, it was kind of like, you know, well, okay,
Alright.
now you put it on weight. You say, we got to take care of business here.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why, I wanted to make sure we came to listen first, understand what the whole thinking is, correction, understanding, trying to look at the whole picture. And then the government side too, yeah, and seeing how we can find a balance in here. Yeah. So Malakia took, of course, the lead in trying to tell this side of the story, if you will. And how does the cards match up? And if they don't, how do we work on it? And that's where we are.
Can I share something real quick, please? So, a little background on Kuliana, which in translation means responsibility. And in 1845, Kamehameha III, he gave, allotted Hawaiians, Kanaka Mo'ole, or the natives of this land that were here, a Kuliana land where they lived. They gave Konohiki lands. They gave even non-Hawaiians who were part of the kingdom. Okay, overall, by force, the history in the whole, we still part of a kingdom, and it's legit. Yeah, and we've been okay. The history here on Kauai, besides Kauai being the oldest island, geologically speaking, Wainiha is also the largest valley of Kauai. From the mountain to the sea, it's the largest valley. Okay. Introducing myself, I'm Keola Worthington. I'm second generation that was not raised here in Wainiha. My great great grandfather Mili Ahilani Pu'ule, Martha Kavahine Po'aimoku Pu'ule, my great grandmother, her husband was John Dillingham Worthington, and many others here from Wainiha she went hook up with. And, you know, a few of us, as I look around, we are related. Everybody know the history of the overthrow and this and that. But let me come to like the 1900s. The last righteous queen or princess, high chiefess, Maria Kuaihelani Kahea, married Beckley. Okay? And they had a child. They were part of the Hui Aina Aloha. They were part of the Kue petition signatures. They had a child. There was an award in the 1900s. $1,000. Kill this baby. This baby and family hid in this valley. Okay? This child, believe it or not, was Lahela, Rachel, Kana Ali'i, Kahea, married Lawrence Laamai Kahiki Mahuiki. And this is how important she was. And all of us that descend from this area, we are blood related to Miriam Kaonohi, Princess Miriam. She gained majority of this ahupua with Kamehameha III. Of course, Kamehameha It's a different dynasty as well. And he had to work with the chiefs of Kauai. You know, uh, Deborah Kapule marries Simeon Ka'io from Ke'e. And then um, Ka'ahumanu, Kamehameha's favorite wives, end up marrying Kaumoali'i. And they're all related. But anyway, coming down years later, the, the plantation political people, they knew that they needed the land for power, as well as the water, to provide electricity for the island, create a power plant, and they needed land. And what they decided to do, and it's all documented, is we're going to take over the largest valley of Kauai. Okay? These plantation owners, their descendants now are related because they went intermarry, they went interbreed, some by choice and some force. And we familiar with Rice, Wilcox, Waterhouse, um, excuse me, Robinson. That's a different page. But they married each other. Okay, Metcalf. Let me tell you about her. So in the overthrow of Hawaii, there was 13 men and one woman to overthrow Hawaii, the involvement, the provisional government. The 13 men was responsible to take away culture, history, language, and religion. Emmeline Metcalf, which was a school teacher here, and this was the trail to the school. The old Wainiha Haena school was on Powerhouse Road, which they call it, but it's actually now Li'a. And the school was there. She was a school teacher there. Her responsibility was to raise Rachel Mahuiki as a commoner to save her life, and made her the kahu of the state of Hawaii, as well as kahu of Kamehameha societies, all those things. And then Emmeline Metcalf's descendant becomes our royal family, Princess Abigail Kawananakoa. But her responsibility was to take away our identity. You take away culture, history, language, religion, our identity, boom, colonization. And that was her involvement. And she ran the record office, to which is now called, they were, unfortunately, they were evil. It was about greed and money. That was the wrong, okay? We need resolutions, okay? The fact of Kuleana lands, it was given to Hawaiian individuals. And it's clear, HRS 172-11. We're not allowed to attack Kuleana lands. You're not allowed to sell Kuleana lands. Kamehameha III, he said, he giving this land, and he was okay with 300 family members owning one parcel, because he knew that the future, as well as Liliu Kalani, all these people, they knew that one day our people are not going to have land. And I have a lot of millionaire friends that could come here and buy this whole island, unfortunately. And to the point where everybody of all nationalities and the community, they're not going to have land in Hawaii one day. And we have to find a resolution that enforces the protection of our birthright. It's a birthright. And all these people that purchase Kuleana lands, it's illegal. And they have realtor insurance, mortgage insurance. They can take it up with those people. The county not liable. They took the risk to purchase. And you know, the whole sovereignty thing, it's true. It's a matter of fact. But what are we going to do to move forward? And we need to do it one step at a time, one resolution at a time. We got to choose our battles and do it smooth for everybody, not one person. And this going to become a community
What's
matter
the next thing?
because even if I wasn't raised here, this is a sense of home because lineage, you know, genealogy wise, my kupuna came from here. And me, I always come and honor my ohana. Like, I love being here and around them and support them. And overall, Mauna Kea, I like to share how this gonna affect or what can we do. And the thing is we gotta try. If we not try, then no mean nothing, yeah. And I was involved in the creation of that book, Mauna Kea, that you check it. That's why I never talk too much detail of that. But maybe you can share the law. I just want to put it out there too. The law does not have any jurisdiction overall. But some things we gonna compromise to make things happen. But we don't have to. But I speaking to because our mayor, as well as his title for the county, is attorney. But they are Ohana. And Mauna Kea is a Trask. And they're from Wainiha. Their parcel is right back here, descended from Keaka. Yeah? And so they are also blood related to this Ahupua. You know? And not only for today, we gotta stop the excavators for a while. Let it become a civil matter. Let the burden of proof be in the plaintiff. And let me tell you, the proof is in the pudding that the state, the county, our plantation owners, they did wrong. And we do have individuals that can prove it, yeah? And the documents are there too. But I'd like to, there's a lot that I can share. Just with that Ike, a little bit, because there's a lot of manao. Um, a protection for Kuleana lands. I was involved for the exemption of Kuleana lands because I own a Kuleana land on Oahu. Kauai, Kauai has always been a separate kingdom. I also feel how you're sharing that Kauai can make an impact, and for many years, Kauai has on the whole chain of islands to make pono, make right with the indigenous, with the people that gonna stay here forever. We never gonna move. There's always gonna be home, and we cannot pack up like the rich, my rich friends, and they can just go wherever they want, you know. And I tell my rich friends, no buy land over here because you can buy anywhere else. But before you know it, these people are gonna buy us all out in Wainiha, in the whole Kauai. I mean, even of other nationalities that were part of the kingdom, that were worked for the plantation. There's our community of all nationalities, not only our Koko blood people, but we all suffering already. We all struggling, everyone, no matter what. Even if you have a little extra money than the other one, everybody is in the same va. Everybody's in the same canoe, living day by day. Unfortunately, and it's a fact, we work for 30, 50 years max. is government style. 65, you collect Social Security. Okay, and then half the nation die before they even collect, and then that's not even enough to live. Just all of that, and kupuna gonna go live with their family, this and that. Just in society, we all struggling, but overall, if things are made right, if our native people can sustain themselves with, they need their land, they need their water, and it's legal, it's clear. But then you get all these court dealings and that. You know what? Just make things porno. We've been pushing things under the carpet. Our plantation owners, they were the biggest liars ever. And these people, even if we go to court, they're not gonna show the proof. I telling you, I have the proof, and there's many others with the proof, and this will go on forever and ever. And we gonna get hurt, and gonna be even worse because it's gonna be done with court. And for years and years, look at our people. They all look at Kauai. Look how many people passed away, even including my father, passing away in the last year, and this year just started. But look how many people we're losing, and of working hard, of fighting for their land. Like, I think right now is the time that things can change. I mean, you're almost done with your term of mayor, but I would leave the mayor's office with a bang. You know, leave the mayor's office with righteousness, and you know you're gonna be known as the only mayor that had try make right. You know what I mean? Because we had corruption for so long. Because our old mayors, our old governors was the plantation owners for generations before it was elected and all of that. You know what I mean? And by power, we understand. But Mauna Kea, what do you have to share with us on legal terms, or what do you feel about what can we do? Can we stop the desecration and excavations permanently? And what can we try to do? And even if doesn't work, the people shall continue to fight it because it's their birthright. But what are we gonna do to protect our birthright and interests in our lands? And it's for the entire community, not just individuals. And that was the whole goal of Kamehameha III with the Mahele. There was all those different things in between, legal transactions presently for a few years, but what can Kauai do for the rest of the chain of islands? How are we different? What kind of impact we can make? And we're not going to come up with that right now.
Yeah, and I know, and that's why I wanted to hear what you're saying, the overall.
We have to work on
But
a plan.
somehow I wanted, which is great, hone in on here and how we can take this discussion. Yeah, what we're talking about today.
Why this I not,
Yeah.
cuz?
So I wanted Mauna Kea
Yeah.
now. I mean, anybody else? I wanted Mauna
For the
Kea to
county.
explain
Yeah.
Explain it.
on
Yeah,
this
Mauna
side
Kea.
all
They know
the
where-
other
where
things
they
that are
stand.
happening and how to be real on what is on the table, and then go from there.
Okay?
Because we got to deal with other set of things that we have to look at, and how to merge that or not, and make this be part of the next step.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so no, that's the. So anyway, Mauna Kea.
I'll pour up.
So,
At the table first.
anything that was Kuleana lands or Konohiki lands from the king, they had one in rim allodial title that came with that, which I found out the in rim allodial title throughout when I did our property with Uncle Ezra in Hanalei.
He said that upon including the provision in the law, and this is every land title is subject to the rights of native tenants.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Specifically to gather firewood, house timber, aho cord, thatch, tea leaf, for private non-commercial use, rights to drinking water, running water, and right of way. Furthermore, and then if you own, and subsequent to case law, this is PASH, this is Kalipi, this is Pele Defense Fund, all those cases to the 70s. So right now, Hoa Aina, which is the native tenants, can gather in the Ahupua'a where they live. They can gather the firewood, the tea leaf, medicines, traditional customary rights, etc. And it protects other traditional customary practices that have continued without harm to property owners. However, the law states clearly the interests of the property owner, the Hawaiiana, must be balanced. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. This is just, if you go to court, this is what's going to become relevant. It permits you only to enter undeveloped rather than fully developed lands for the purpose of exercising traditional customary rights.
This is undeveloped.
Okay. But there's an argument relating there too. This is where I want to go with this thing. Your rights to easement and access is not a right to ownership. It's a right to easement and access. So what you can do is not only take land, but you can also establish your rights. Now I'm glad Dan's here because Dan works with Native Hawaiian Legal Corp. Okay, NHLC. So if any Native Hawaiian claims to have access rights or establish what's called a prescriptive easement, go talk to NHLC. Okay? Prescriptive.
Well, we did that. And through our process of getting Arnold Lam, who works for Hawaiian Legal Cooperation, didn't show up for summary judgment for us. And we lost the front houses to summary judgment because they failed to show up. And never
NHLC
said anything. And they came in, cops and everything, and kicked us out of our house, my grandma's house.
And that's the problem with
So-
NHLC.
NHLC
We're going back
is
to the
not
state of Hawaii
for our people.
entity.
Yeah, so
To
what I'm
look for
saying is
help.
that you can go to the court and say, for instance, under the law right now, to establish prescriptive easement, it's a tool it's a Western legal tool. You can see I've been doing this for 10 years.
Now we got the attorneys.
And if you can show that, you get it, regardless. You have right to access forever. You've established your prescriptive easement. It's individual. So if you have those rights, establish it. That's what you need to do. It's never been easy to live on these islands, and we've always fought living here. So nothing changes. You got to establish those rights. If
So
you
let's change it
no, you just establish it.
to enforce, establish something.
Well, everything's
For-
go back to the jurisdiction.
for we
Where does
can
the state of Hawaii and the
practice our
county has
right.
their
We
jurisdiction
can live
to rule on the lands
what-
that's Kuleana
practically,
land?
you know?
So you want to talk really big picture?
Yeah.
Okay, jurisdiction. It is, just a couple of things. This will make me sleep at night. It's a fundamental fact that every year Hawaii moves 1 3/4 inches further away from California. That's geological. It moves away. It is a historical fact that every single empire throughout history falls, collapses. For whatever reason, it's done. That will happen in the United States. Okay? And it is a fundamental fact that ain't nobody here going anywhere. It's a waiting game. It's simple. Sovereignty is not anything to be done. It's something to prepare for. You know, there's nothing to do.
Something I want to share with you guys. So, Uncle Rico was talking about, you know, where we were going out with things in our konane with all this and whatnot. So, you know, we're kind of approaching this on all kind of different angles, you know, and so Kaimi, Uncle Ed Kaivi, Uncle Walter Apana, Uncle Ed Tanabuchi, and Uncle Saishim, they're recognized by the federal government and by the county and, you know, the state. They're recognized as Konahiki. And right here, we got case study. This is a memorandum of agreement. And right here is, you know, all Konahiki, it's all in Hawaii Rights Statute, Konahiki rights and all kind.
So
And you know, that's just one thing right here. This is you guys' own system recognizes Kaimi as on Konahiki, you know, and then this is our claim. This is our interest over here, our lo'i, and you know, it's like like how we were saying, there is some kind of error in the the evaluation of this kuleana.
So how we move forward, Mama?
So to move forward is we got to work together. It's just a canoe. I mean, that's the best
Okay.
metaphor. But so to clear this up, this is ACHP.
Advisory Council, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
this is the 106 process.
yeah.
You are recognized as an NHL, and that's true. No one's contesting that
Mhm,
for Section 106 purposes.
mhm.
But Section 106 only applies to government projects that use federal funds. So if when we did phase C and D of the bike path, we use federal money.
No, and I understand that. That's where they try to school us with the whole Section 100 thing, but Section 106 thing. But that's why I show you Konahiki rights, though,
No,
because you know
Well, the
it's
thing is
Konahiki.
the Kingdom of Hawaii is it's still a government. That's the strength of the
Okay.
106.
And I don't want to get caught up in.
Yeah.
th-
But
that
HRS 172-11
But this does kind of come down to our rights, you know, like
with
as
that
Konahiki.
with that law, the revised statutes. With that law, Kuleana lands cannot own.
And I'm going to respectfully
So
disagree.
how are we going to restore that?
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on that.
Okay.
Okay. Kuleana lands can be sold. I'm not saying they should be, but they can be. They have been.
Yes.
You know? And so what we need to do is understand.
They have been. It's an interest, but the owners is an undivided interest. Like my land in Oahu, a couple of my uncles sold, their wives sold to the Mormon church. They sold their interest, but I still hold an undivided interest with my entire family, Chief Kilipaki Vaughn, all of us, an undivided interest in our Kuleana.
I'm not talking about your
Right?
Kuleana because I know nothing about
But it's the
it.
same with here.
Well, but what I'm saying is that if I sell my interest to somebody because whatever,
If you even own an
no.
interest,
Yeah.
you sold it. And Kuleana lands, you don't own,
so
right?
what you're gonna see is then if whoever non-Hawaiian bought my interest
Okay.
and my brother here didn't sell his,
Yeah.
okay, what they're gonna do is call quiet title their land. And
Yeah.
they're gonna go to the court and they're gonna say, look, this is a Kuleana lot. As we all know, the title is crazy.
Yeah.
And if you do not read the legal notices
Yeah.
in the newspaper, as few do,
You
And
have
they-
mortgage insurance, you have realty
well, and
insurance.
the thing
Take
is,
it up
and
with
once
them.
you quiet title, you go to court and they do this thing called service field publication. Now you guys all know this because Zuckerberg did it recently. And if you don't show up to court, whether right or wrong, the court will proceed, and you snooze, you lose. Is the rule. I'm not saying that's
supposed
right.
to revert back to
Well,
the original Hawaiian of Oahu.
Okay, I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying this is the way it is. So what I want to focus though, I
So,
want to focus on moving forward.
I would like to share one more thing. So yesterday when we were trying to do things in a civil matter and just talk with the cops, I was waiting for Brian Fujiuchi. I'm sure you guys know who he is. I was waiting for him to show up. For some reason I never see him come. You know, I got detained and whatnot, and I don't know if he came afterwards, but basically he's kind of the one that brought Joey Cohen guys, and he's working on behalf of the owners, Katrina Warner, which I'd like to mention they're Russians and they're foreigners and they have no interest in this place other than selling and capitalizing on it. And so we were gonna serve them this pepper, and I'd like to mention, you know, it's been the International Criminal Courts ruled in 2013, talking land title, the state and county of Hawaii has no jurisdiction over title in Hawaii. And there's case numbers, case law to refer to that. And so when it comes down to it in court, you guys,
It doesn't matter.
They know more title.
Yeah. But you guys can make a difference. The fight will continue, but how is the county, and put the county on the side as individuals, people among community, how are we going to make a difference?
And so
We're going to let Russia buy and sell, and like I said, this is a place, a sense of home for us. I don't know, you like live someplace else, you want to live some.
so
These people, they're not going to stay here, and look, we get houses for $100 million oceanfront. Local people, they need their land. So how are we gonna move forward? Are you saying it's not possible?
no,
Mama Kia?
no. What I want to do is shift the discussion.
Okay.
A tidal wave will come. A hurricane will come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does any of this houses matter when that happens? Nothing.
It doesn't matter.
When time passes for our great grandkids or their great grandkids.
And that's why, speaking of land
Yeah.
and water.
And look, what I'm saying is that play the long play. Okay? Establish your rights. Build the infrastructure for the inevitable day when the United States says, in 2008, they pretty much almost packed up and left. When the economy crashes, you think they're going to care about the glorified outpost that is Hawaii?
But in the meantime, we get all our kupunas
So in
dying
the
on
meantime,
sad.
look.
They're dying sad.
One of the things,
We
Kuleana,
like them be happy to
unclaimed, under HRS 520 something or other, unclaimed Kuleana is Eshiata Oha.
Yep.
Okay, Oha right now has not passed any laws to that effect, so they're being held by the state. The second Oha gets a rule pertaining to the Eshiat of Kuleanas to them, they go to Oha. So what we need to do is work together. We work together to get that little pass in Oha. Where's Palala?
Working
Yeah,
together,
yeah, okay.
working together also is we need to stop excavation, and
You're not going to stop it. And I'm not saying
And-
that, I don't know how to stop it.
especially desecration of our sacred sites, our burial grounds. Let me tell you, I have death certificates for almost from 1909 to the present. I know where everybody buried.
Okay, and on that, so I was on burial council from 2012 to 2014. Then they kicked me off.
Yeah,
Okay. I work with there. I got Palala became.
I would kick
part
you
of it.
off too because there's a conflict. Yeah,
No,
you serving.
this is why. So
Why?
this is what we did. We went all around the island, and to gather mana'o from everybody, to figure out where the burial sites were.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the problem with gaining information from everybody. Okay, when an individual passes away, like your great grandmother, the informant on the death certificate, they list the parent's name, and we all know the mouth can speak shit, can speak truth, you never believe a mouth.
Yeah,
But documents, besides Emmeline's Metcalf influence in the documents, it tells you more, especially when there's more sources.
so let me just stop you.
But
right there.
you cannot believe people.
No,
You know what I mean?
It doesn't. Okay, so what we did was we came here. We went each and every moku on the island.
Hmm.
I got all their Kuleana Kama'aina testimony, which is admissible. I
Okay.
turned it into affidavits. I had them all sign it.
Mhm.
It included Uncle Bobo, it included Auntie Stella Burgess, both of whom passed. Their mana'o lives on to this day. We packaged it all up. Palala was there,
Yeah.
and everyone said, "This is where it is. This is where that is."
Hmm.
Because under under HARs, the State Historic Preservation Division, and the Burial Council specifically, can assist the department in inventorying and identifying Native Hawaiian burial sites by providing information obtained from families and other sources. That's the law, so let's take advantage of it. We took advantage of it. Make recommendations to the department to recognize them. Make a list of all the organizations to take other actions. We finished, we went from August 7th to November 6th, 2013. We put all the report together. December 18th, the Burial Council voted to have the state approve and recognize those previously identified sites. The state said no. Okay, and I banged on it for 2 more years, and they took me off.
Okay, so moving forward pertaining to Kuleana lands.
This time I'd like to introduce Noah Mao.
So yeah,
Go on, you say
I like to tell you guys something, man. Okay, you and the mayor, you guys get control over the police, yeah?
No.
You guys no more control over the police. It's county.
We don't order the police.
No. I'll make that clear.
Okay, what I like ask of you guys is, over here, title is an issue and jurisdiction is an issue. So if you guys can keep the cops out of it and let us settle these disputes in court, you know what I mean?
You can't keep the cops out of it. But if anyone has complaints about interaction with police, you go to the police commission, you file a complaint.
Because I get court cases for sure right now in Hawaii. Title is an issue on all commercial and residential
You
properties.
take that to court. That's
What?
where it belongs.
Okay,
So-
I just saying what I like say. Like I said, I get the court cases right here for sure. Title is an issue in Hawaii over all commercial residential properties, and jurisdiction is an issue in Hawaii. So how can guys be moving forward, coming and grabbing guys when this is already was addressed in former court cases. I get them right here in the bag.
It's a type of harassment.
The
where
judges
these people
stated
are
already.
getting arrested.
The courts
like
lack
trying
subject
to
matter
make
jurisdiction.
things right,
I'm
but
not like
the police
yeah.
is pretty much an interruption
Yeah.
of time.
They're trying to
and
get in
money.
between of it.
Or more due process.
Yeah.
Let us settle it in court
To-
before the
so,
police get involved.
So what is the process of that? Making a complaint to the commission?
Yeah, well, the commission is not going to hear land title complaints, but what you
Not
can
a
say-
land title complaint, but if there's nothing criminal happening, what is the cause? Because I could tell you, picking them up from
If you get
There.
charged with trespass and you don't believe you're trespassing, that's a defense. You got
Yeah.
the Hanapi defense. Ikaika Pratt did it
okay,
with success in Kalalau.
So who has control over the police if you get
Yes,
them
you
off
guys
control
know
of the
control
police?
of
Who
the
get
cops.
control?
Who
Are
get
those
control
guys
of these
are there?
guys that are coming and doing these illegal activities? Huh? Please
Yeah,
explain
yeah,
that to
yeah.
us.
Well, the
Keep 'em
police
good.
chief directs the cops and the commission oversees the department.
the commission.
We don't order
Okay.
the cops. Mayor did not call the cops.
I did not call the cops.
So what
Or
the
the
mayor
police.
can do is this. Part of the partition action, there's a park, as you all know, Makai. That was given to the county as part of the partition. It's about 5 acres and change. Mayor's willing to work with the Ohana, who are rightfully here in Wainiha, a stewardship agreement to do what you want. We did it with Uncle
You know where
Presley.
is that right across the
Okay,
We did it with Uncle Root.
this becomes an issue though. Okay, when we exchange, okay, the Mormon Church told me they're gonna give me 25,000 square feet, 2-story house, 5-bedroom. They're gonna give me everything. Okay, the problem with that is they're gonna give me what I want because of my right and my interests. But when you accept something else, it should be given to the community. I'm not gonna disagree with that. But as people of this land, if I accept that offer, like how you mentioning, I lose my right
No,
No.
to my
no.
my
We're not
land.
exchanging it.
No.
What this is a park that no one's taking care of. You guys want to express yourselves. You want to grow. You want to put your canoes in. You want to do a hale. That's where it belongs.
So where does your
Okay.
guys' jurisdiction come in to even give us that? That's already all the
Well,
Ohana's
The
land.
well,
partition action.
We
We're
we
not saying
shall
it's right. We're saying it exists.
you shall make use of that, but also we need a resolution where they can use this and every Kuleana land.
You guys,
So,
wait, you
I
guys
get one
know
question,
this.
Mama
Right?
here, I get one question. If the cases I get, if the courts and judges had rule that they lack subject matter jurisdiction over these issues in Hawaii, how come you guys stay here getting involved?
Well, as I was sharing, for them coming as individuals they're also descendants of these Kuleana
Yeah, so
lands.
so we're coming in as
Okay.
family.